point of this series is to point out certain trilogies of not only just slashers, but certain concepts or characters that we either haven't seen in a while or have downgraded over the years. And there has been trilogies out there of many different slashers and many different awesome characters of classic monsters or classic creatures. However, there is a series out there that has bothered me since the first animatronic that was ever made in the trilogy, and that is the Scream Ghostface animatronic. And why this series annoys me so much is because this is a hard proof case of why I have not seen a good animatronic in this trilogy in a while. Ghostface has not had the love that he deserves, and he definitely has not gotten the attention most other animatronics have, but honestly, in my opinion, he is probably one of the best designed slashers out there, being that he's a very mysterious slasher, could be anybody that you could possibly know throughout the entire movie, and yet is fully covered and doesn't really have a name to himself or a particular name besides the slasher costume itself. Now, with Scream 6 coming out right now, I thought it would be appropriate to go ahead and talk about this, because I think a lot more companies need to start giving this character a little more love and a little more appreciation, because when I was doing some research into this guy, I come to find out there is not really anything good coming from Ghostface besides simply the Gemmy animatronic made during 2011. But without any further ado, I want to go ahead and get into this trilogy, and I want to point out to you all why I have not seen a good Ghostface animatronic in a while.
Hello, Sydney. You hang up on me and I'll cut through your neck until I feel bone! Welcome home, Sydney. You're a survivor, aren't you, Sydney? What good's it to be a survivor if everyone close to you is dead? You can't save them. All you can do is watch. Hello, Sydney. You hang up on me and I'll cut through your neck until I feel bone!
So to start off this series, we all know that every animatronic has a gem. There is always a gem to every trilogy out there, or every kind of concept trilogy out there. And there's always a good animatronic at least. And the one I'm talking about with the Ghostface is the one that everybody knows and loves, and that is the 2011 life-size Ghostface. This guy was only sold in 2011 at Spirit Halloween exclusively. The life-size Ghostface was an animated Halloween decoration made in 2011. He is dressed in his signature black robe mask from the movie Scream and holds a knife. He can be activated in 3 different ways: motion activation, button activation, or by lifting the receiver on the optional telephone included with him. When activated, he turns his head and body and raises his arm, holding his knife up and down, while he speaks several phrases from the film Scream 4, and his eyes light up. Now, he has phrases, and I will put those up on the screen for everybody to see. However, this is the holy grail here of Ghostface animatronics, sadly. But it is the perfect example of what this trilogy could be. And I say that because originally this Ghostface had some features we had never in our lives seen before on a animatronic. This animatronic came out during the time where Gemmy started polishing up a lot of their animatronics, coming along with the 2010 Nightmare on Elm Street Freddy Krueger. That Freddy Krueger had amazing movements, really good builds. And if you want to see a good review on that, I would like to shout out Scare Tactics. He has a really good review on that animatronic if you would like to go hear what he has to say about it, because he is a very he's a really good expert on the builds and mechanisms of these animatronics. However, I want to add to his opinion here and say that this animatronic follows that line. Now, why do I say that? Because like the description says, this animatronic had 3 ways of activation. Most Gemmy animatronics only have 2, and that's the sensor or the button, but this one came with a 3rd small little extra ability to the animatronic that just added to its personality so well, and that was the phone. The phone would ring, and you could pick up this phone, and you were able to activate Ghostface, and when you would pick it up, he would start moving. Now, in my opinion, a lot of people didn't like the glowing eyes, but I thought the glowing eyes were such a cool feature. I love the fact that they added that onto the Ghostface. I thought it added just a little bit of personality. The overall outfit looked remarkably just like the original Ghostface figurine, and everything fit together very well, including the knife along with the fake blood that they put on the knife. Everything was perfect. And sadly, we have not seen another animatronic quite like this one or near as advanced as this one, because Gemmy set the bar so high that they ended up making this Ghostface animatronic probably the gem of the Ghostface trilogy. And sadly, this will probably be the only kind of Ghostface animatronic we will see, unless a company tries to take a more cheaper but yet really good swing at the animatronic trilogy series for Ghostface. But for now, this guy is sadly lost to the ages until we can probably find something or something similar to this animatronic from a company who might possibly be able to get a hold of the copyright, I guess, license to be able to make this type of thing again.
Hello, Sydney. Friends count, but it's the family ties that cut deep.
Now, later on down the line, we did, however, get another Ghostface animatronic. I was very disappointed with this. Spirit Halloween decided to manage to get a hold of another Screamface license and managed to make a 5.4 foot Ghostface. This was a Ghostface animatronic. It was more of like a jump scare made by Crazy Create / Fun World, and they're pretty well known, I would say, in a lot of ways to make animatronics for Spirit Halloween. However, this guy just, while it was cool to see a Ghostface animatronic, it's not what the community wanted. Everybody wanted a talking, motion activated, animated Ghostface that said phrases from the movie. However, this animatronic did not show that. Now, he was only $130 at Spirit Halloween, but I don't think the price really fit the profile of this animatronic. Now, he was only sold at Spirit Halloween, just like the original, and he sadly was not really well with animation, but besides that, he was sold in 2021 and 2022. So the description of this guy says, Ghostface is an animatronic sold by Spirit Halloween for the 2021 Halloween season. It resembles the character Ghostface from the Scream franchise. When activated, Ghostface pops out while stabbing and screaming sounds can be heard. Now, I was a little upset because yes, he does pop out, but he just leaned sideways, and all there was just screaming and yes, slasher noises, and that was it. There was no lights, there was no any extra animation. Sadly, this animatronic didn't have near the amount of animation that the Gemmy version had. Now, I get it. Now we're living in a time where the economy is being a little more rough on the edges at the moment. And we are, these companies are trying to cut costs as much as they can, but yet still give the best quality as possible. Now, I'm sure getting a license for these characters are not easy. Exhibit A being the Gemmy Michael Myers sold for 2022 and even 2020, but at the same time, I think they could have done a lot more with this. And if they're going to do a licensed character, I would rather them take their time to produce something amazing rather than something really bad. But sadly, this is the downfall of the Ghostface trilogy, and we've never seen another Ghostface since. And sadly, the Ghostface character just does not get the appreciation love. Yet we still see a lot of merchandise, we still see a lot of shirts, and we see a lot of hoodies, we see bobbleheads, but yet we never get an animatronic. Now, why, I do not know, but I would love to start seeing another Ghostface-like animatronic, even if it was just an arm moving up and down, or honestly, even if it was just head movement. I would appreciate it way more compared to what I'm seeing here in front of my face that Spirit produced for us back in 2021 to 2022. However, the apparel on the Ghostface for 2022 was good, and it stayed original to the Ghostface, but it just was not a life size. It looks more like a child in a suit, and he was very skinny on the side of the, if you looked at him at the side, that just ruined it for me, because all you saw was flat. He was not like human proportionate. Rather, he kind of looked like a cardboard cutout. And that's just the sad reality of it. And sadly, Ghostface, like I said, has not gotten the love and appreciation that he should get from these companies.
Who is this? This is the last person you're ever gonna see alive.
Now, as a bonus, I wanted to talk about the little mini horror figure. Now this has really nothing to do with the life-size trilogy, but I thought it'd be kind of fun to put in there because it's honestly the only other Ghostface animatronic we've ever got. Now this guy was also sold in 2011. He was very small. He was a mini Ghostface. I don't even believe he was even standing at like 1 foot tall. But the mini horror figure series we all know and love is a bunch of just different slashers made into a mini version of the life size, and I think everybody loves them because they have all the original voice lines, and it's like a scaled down version pretty much with the same designs and same detail but smaller. Now, like I mentioned before, he was sold in 2011, so it was around the same time that the life size was being produced, and on top of that, he was only sold at Kmart. He was not sold at Spirit Halloween during that time. Now, what we can say is that he resembled a miniature version of Ghostface from the Scream franchise. When activated, he moved his head and made stabbing motions with his arm that was holding the knife, while saying various phrases from the Scream films. And pretty much it was the same thing that the life size did. The only difference was he did not have a little phone, and that was it. He did come with a little press button on his foot, I do believe, and he also had a motion sensor. All the miniature figures did. And I thought that this guy, for being a little tabletop, was very well designed. The only thing was that obviously the animation was not very well put together because it's a tabletop. You can only do so much, but for what it was a good tabletop. The head would move back and forth really quick while the arm moved up and down, very similar to the Jason, the Michael Myers, and the Freddy Krueger. However, unlike the Chucky only moved his head, but the Ghostface definitely had some pretty advanced movements for his overall appearance, and his for the fact that he's a tabletop, can't complain at all. But this little guy is a good resemblance of what I think, even though these life sizes have gotten a little cheaper in development over time, I think they could still pull something off. Especially if a company like SVI or Techie managed to get a hold of a license, I think they could do an amazing job with it. I would like to say I want to see Gemmy do it. And I could approve that because of the Leatherface we are getting this year. So I'm hoping maybe Gemmy might be able to pick up a Scream 6 figure or life size this year, and maybe we might be able to get a Leatherface and a Scream or Ghostface animatronic this year, and I would love to see that for my own eyes to see. But we still have a long way to go here for this year of 2023. A company could possibly get a hold of a life-size Ghostface. We do not know what Gemmy has planned. But until then, I think this case can be said that we have not seen a good Ghostface animatronic in a long time. And that is because of the designs and the lack of appreciation and love for this slasher. But anyways, you all, let me know what you all think in the comments below. This simply is just to tell you all that, hey, I haven't seen this in a while, why can't we get a new one? And I would love to just hear what you all think about the Ghostface trilogy. It is a sad trilogy, honestly. I would love to see Ghostface get a lot more of a better love or resemblance in the Halloween franchise, honestly, because I don't think he gets enough, unlike Michael Myers or Freddy Krueger. And honestly, he's probably right behind Jason. But there is one more slasher out there that has not gotten near the love as Ghostface, and we may talk about him here at some point. But until then, that will be it for this video all. Anyways, I'm going to cut the video here. If you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. I always try to upload weekly, never try and disappoint you all. But I'm going to go and get out of here. This is Jimmy Bones, signing off. I will talk to you guys in the next video. See ya.